At the beginning, it was pretty much clear. But this mud from the rock was coming off. So behind us, the visibility was turning into zero.
See their kicks? It's bad.
Bye.
Oh, no.
Bye-bye.
Oh.
Hello everyone, my name is Gus.
Hi, I'm Woody.
And today we're reacting to a cave rescue that took place in my native country of Venezuela.
Wow.
That's cool.
A Venezuelan cave?
Yes.
There's cave diving in Venezuela.
I guess so. I don't know. I've never dived in Venezuela.
Aren't you curious to want to go dive the caves?
I would love to, yeah.
So
I bet there's like a million caves that have never been explored or dived in Venezuela. There's gotta be.
Is it tough to get in and get helium, oxygen, sorb, and all that in Venezuela?
Well, alive. Yeah, it's hard.
Oh, well,
yeah.
We'll figure it out. we got to figure that out.
Yeah. Okay. So basically this video has been on the queue forever. And the main reason for it is because the guy who participated on this rescue / body recovery / incident is alive. So this guy is like Ed. Ed is not in. It wasn't involved in this one. But this guy is alive, and I've been trying to have him on the show. So, spoiler alert, I've been trying. I wanted to do one of those where it's like, and here he is. And like we talked to him. Couldn't get this guy.
Okay.
Like I couldn't. I've been trying.
Is this going to be another one of those?
No, I've been trying hard.
Okay.
And I guess he stopped using Facebook or he's dead. I don't know. But like I've been trying.
He's not dead, but
I
okay.
hope not. But I've been trying my hardest and cannot get this guy.
Okay.
So I'm like, let's just do a reaction and then maybe we'll have him in the future. But let's just do it.
Okay.
All right. And so it's been on the queue for so long that this is like brand new reaction for me. I don't even remember this video.
Good.
I don't even remember what happened.
Good.
So brand new. Let's do it.
On July 13th, 1991, some friends set out to explore an underwater cave in the jungles of Corimagua, Venezuela. But the map they had of the many chambers inside the cave was incomplete, leaving some unanswered mysteries which they hoped to solve.
Not the greatest quality, but
It's Captain Kirk. Wow, there's your country. Beautiful.
The expedition was led by 32-year-old Gustavo Badillo. Gustavo's fiancée, Maria Elena Mendoza, had also come along.
Gustavo.
I was never too happy about the idea. I had my second thoughts about going to the cave. And I didn't like the jungle. But Gustavo said, I won't go if you're not going. So I said, okay.
Their destination was located deep inside the rainforest, so they did not arrive until just before nightfall.
that doesn't work with my
Park
wife.
Ranger Asmel Palencia had been hired to guide them to the place called Acarite.
Can't wait for you to take me here.
The truth is, I was afraid because I've never entered into that cave. There are stories where they say he who enters that cave gets lost, never to come out again.
Nice dash.
Gustavo.
Gustavo planned to dive with his friend Eduardo Wallace, although neither of them had been trained for cave diving.
Oh,
Before going to the cave,
we go.
we went over the original map that we had.
every
We
time.
were not concerned about any danger.
Why would you?
It's the same
I was
story.
more and more scared. They had the suits, the mask, but they didn't have special equipment. They needed to have to go in the cave.
Do I even need to say
This is
they don't even begin? They're not even there's none of the 5 rules of cave diving. Sounds like are being followed.
None of them.
Okay.
well. It looks like they have multiple lights, so they
So I
got
said,
that going.
well, then take this prayer and keep it with you.
Rule number 6: take a prayer. That works. That's enough. Next time we need to bring a prayer.
Every time it's the
We
same
didn't
story.
have a cave dive reel, but we had different kind of ropes
Huh?
on the map. there was a passage with a question on it that nobody has gone through. We just wanted to go in there and to see how far we could get.
Shocked they even
The
did
entrance
that.
to the first passage was about 30 feet below the surface.
You already could get lost right there.
So do
You
you
realize
hear
that?
Did you hear? So they go. So the cave starts, and then there's a passage, 30 feet. So like just 10 meters, and there's a question mark. Like the first passage, like 30 feet, question mark. Like we have no idea. Like we have no idea. 30 feet in, no idea what's there. So they're like, just grab a rope. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's figure it out.
And again,
What's the worst thing that can happen?
Again, you and I dive known caves.
Right.
To dive unknown caves, caves that don't have line, that haven't been explored, is a whole nother level. It's like another class
For sure.
above the level that we're at. And they're just doing that already, having no cave training. So I'm really shocked this is
Like,
a rescue video.
We are concerned
course.
about it as trained cave divers. These guys have no training.
At the beginning, it was pretty much clear.
For a second.
But this mud from the rock was coming off. So behind us, the visibility was turning into zero.
See their kicks? It's bad. Oh no.
Bye-bye.
Oh.
See, this is what happens, and I've mentioned this in a couple videos before. People ask, oh, what happens is this people had no training, but that's not the problem. The problem is they didn't take rope with them. They don't even call it line. And that's when I know they don't know what they're talking about. What happens is they didn't take rope with them. Well, rope or taking rope with you is not the issue. Is not knowing how to use it is what the problem is. It takes days of training to learn how to use line properly.
The line work is like the hardest part of the class.
Right. It's not having the rope that is the problem. It's knowing how to use it properly. Right? So these guys had rope, and here we go.
Well, look at their kicks. They're kicking the top of the rocks. They're flutter kicking. There's just, look, we'll keep playing. There's no cave training protocol going on here. Just zero.
Tying on their feet, like getting tangled.
It's very much more complex
Look at that.
than we thought at the beginning. I got to a place where there was a big chamber.
It's a good reenactment.
I heard Gustavo coming out from the water, but I could not see him. We talked through the walls, and I said that we better go back, because if we continue to go into the cave, we were not going to be so sure which was the way out.
And by the way, that's rare that you have a passage even with an air pocket to come up in and talk.
Yep.
So that
They got lucky.
they got lucky, because if it flash floods while they're in there, that's going to fill right up, even while they're diving. Not to mention, it could turn into a siphon where you have water rushing in and then you're swimming against that to get out, where you can't get out. So there's so many dangerous things going on here.
I was swimming toward what I thought was the entrance.
Keep thinking.
I found myself in a dead end.
Yep.
I finally realized that I was lost. I was desperately looking for a place with more air. I didn't think about Gustavo that moment.
Can't even see him. This is scary.
Dude, alone, no visibility.
After a while, I thought a big chamber,
They're lucky.
and I
they
knew
have
that I was outside.
Wow.
I said, why are you asking me if Gustavo's here? Gustavo's
Oh
with
boy.
Yeah.
That's the wife, and that's a Venezuelan woman right there. Like, go back in, turn around, and swim in. That's
Can you imagine?
my
she
advice.
she looks up at you. You ask the question, and only you hear this. ¿Por qué? Like, why would
I would
you
just surface and be like, Gustavo, and the wife is like, why are you asking?
Never mind. I'm going. I have no air, but it's safer down there. No, seriously, this is like, man. I'm just trying to really imagine this, and you all should as well. Just imagine, that you really, Gus, like we're in there, and you come out, and I'm not there, and you and I have no line, and it's totally silted out, and you have no idea where to go. Imagine how you would feel. You would be coming up nervous, freaked.
Yeah, man.
I mean, chances are the person is going to die, honestly.
Yeah, it's awful. I mean, and remember, the other guy, Gustavo, he also went swimming looking for the exit. The two of them were like, we should head back. And they both went underwater and started swimming. This guy found the exit. He started asking for his friend. Found the exit after being lost. Like, he said, I got into a dead end. I was like, I don't know what to do. Let me start looking for air. He started looking for air. Finally came out. Gustavo, he started calling. He was outside. Somehow, he found the exit. The other guy did not.
And this is the stuff that just gives cave diving a bad name, because so many comments are going to come in now like, that's why I'll never, ever consider getting certified to cave dive.
Yeah.
But the thing is if they simply would have followed the rules of cave diving with proper training being one of them, all of that is avoidable. Every single thing you see going on right here is very easily avoidable.
That's right.
They just didn't follow any of the rules, guys. It's not that the cave diving in itself is so deadly. It's that you got to follow the rules to make it not deadly. All right, go ahead.
I said, why are you asking me if Gustavo's here? Gustavo is with you. And he says, no, we got lost at the entrance. I was shocked. So I said, you go back and find him.
I think that's exactly.
He must be right there.
Gustavo had all the ropes, so we made a line, probably in between 10 and 15 feet.
Oh boy.
Ricardo hold one end, and I hold the other, and I went below as long as the rope let me go.
Just destroy. Well, there was no destroying at that point.
We waited like 10 minutes. Eduardo comes back again, and for my surprise, he said, it's too murky. The water is almost mud, and I cannot find the entrance.
Yeah. She must have been freaked.
And I said, this is the end of it, It's like a switch. I was turned off.
Yeah.
My life just stopped right there in that moment. He's gonna die, and I can do nothing from here.
Terrible.
Ellos entran.
They went in with a tank of oxygen to make noise under the water, to see if Gustavo could hear the noise and find his way out. But Gustavo didn't come out.
To their credit, man, they're really trying.
By that time, it was too dark to leave.
I'm glad they didn't go back in. They would have died.
We sat there, and nobody said a word until the sun came out. Every minute that went on was a minute against his life.
I agree.
And the bottom of my heart, I thought that he was gone.
When we continue,
Now we're into almost 36 hours that the man's missing.
Wow.
We thought that it was completely unrealistic that he would be alive.
While diving in an underwater cave in the jungles of Venezuela, Gustavo Badillo became lost somewhere deep below the surface. As soon as it was light the next morning, his friends drove to the nearest town and called everyone they could think of for help, including the owner of the dive shop where Gustavo worked.
Hello?
I had some experience in cave diving, but I've never done a rescue. I just wasn't trained to do it. So right away, I called a friend of ours in Florida. I knew that if anybody was the person to do it was Steve.
Steve Gerard is one of the most experienced cave divers in the United States.
This is Vivian Driago calling from Caracas, Venezuela. We had a...
You want me to come down immediately to help find him? I can come down if you want me to. I had no idea where in Venezuela that it was located. There's a lot involved in getting ready to go down to where you are.
A friend of Gustavo's, Leo Calogaro, who had done some cave diving, heard of the accident and flew in to make a rescue attempt of his own.
When I saw him, I hugged Leo and started crying because for me it was my last hope.
Era un amigo. He was a friend, but he was also a human being. I had to do something for him.
By this time, it had been more than 24 hours since Gustavo first entered the cave.
By and by, they came back out. They said they cannot enter. They didn't have the right equipment, and they didn't want to make the same mistake.
Good.
When I came out, everyone was upset. Everyone. I told Maria Elena it's best if you leave, because tomorrow when they come, they may pull out a corpse.
So I took all Gustavo's belongings. I left his jacket because it's going to be very cold, and his chocolate bar. He always has one after he dies. I said, this is it. You know, it's over.
It's very rare to find anyone alive in a cave. We've had over 325 fatalities in Florida alone.
Steve had convinced his friend, John Orlowski, a specialist in diving river caves like Acarite, to go with him to South America.
Well, if he's been in 50-degree water for that length of time, you have to realize he's hypothermic and probably dead. In my mind, I was going to Venezuela to do a body recovery.
Wow.
The trip from Florida was 1,500 miles by air and land. By the time Steve and John arrived at the cave, it was 7 o'clock on the morning of the third day.
My friends and I, we moved as fast as possible to help them get the equipment down. We didn't know whether to cry or laugh or what, because we felt that salvation had come.
Doubles. Well, now we have a cave. Rescue.
Hopefully we'll find some.
Look at his line and work and gear.
The one last thing I said to the crowd was, well, let's hope for a happy ending.
But now we're into almost 36 hours that the man's missing. We thought that it was completely unrealistic that he would be alive.
At what point will he stab himself?
I hope not. He's got air pocket, maybe.
I just was convinced this is ludicrous. I mean, who in their right mind would want to die this type of cave?
You couldn't see anything. You barely see your hand in front of your face.
Yeah, I mean, yes. But it's so silted out.
Yeah, with good
We could
viz.
have been inches away. We could have passed the body 6 times and never even seen it. Steve said at that point, "I would just sit here for about 2 hours and go out and tell them we're going to find him. Because we're not going to find him in this." But it was like, okay, we're here. We have a job to do. Let's get it done and get out of here. I felt like I had made a left-hand turn. You can't see, so it's just a feeling you have. I saw light flashing. And I went, oh, you just swim around in a circle, and you're coming right back up on Steve. So I popped my head up, and I said, yeah, Steve, what?
Wow.
All I see is this person stumbling towards me.
Wow.
At that point, the victim had already grabbed me and was hugging me.
He was realizing that this was not a dream.
We started doing a lot of high-fiving, and it was like, I can't believe it. He's alive.
Wow.
Salió uno de ellos.
One of them came out. I don't remember who it was.
That's awesome.
Pegué un grito.
I let out a scream that was heard, I'm sure, several kilometers away. I felt at that moment so incredibly happy.
Súper feliz.
I'll never forget that moment at all. It was like from a movie, seeing that.
Apparently, Gustavo had gotten tangled in the guide rope and became disoriented while trying to free himself.
I kept swimming through different passages. I was thinking, why is this happening to me? My legs. It was difficult to swim because they would fall asleep from the cold.
That's a terrible feeling.
What I wanted was to get out of the water, but the walls wouldn't let me.
Sitting
Probably
there.
wanted to get warm, just get out.
Time passed, I'm not sure how much. I practically couldn't feel my body.
It's amazing
I
his
saw the water.
light
so
was
turned
still
white.
working.
I thought the angels had come for me. And I said, oh my God, heaven is English and the angels are English.
Gustavo and Eduardo did a foolish thing. They went to this cave without having the right equipment or really knowing how to do it correctly.
In this particular case, they were extremely lucky.
The video is almost reacting to itself. They're saying everything
Gustavo
that I
Badillo
would
was
say.
treated for exposure and dehydration and released from the hospital that same day. 1 year later, he and Maria Elena were married.
And he never dove again.
I have problems with Maria
The
Elena
wife.
because she suffered a lot with this. And she's very much afraid of all my expeditions.
Gustavo likes to go to the mountains, to the beach, motorcycle rides, many places that
That's
I never
nice
been
there.
because I've been very city type person. But I love him a lot. He loves my son, and as long as I can and God gives us life, I hope we'll be together.
Nice.
Gustavo.
Gustavo plans to return one day to explore the mysteries of Acaride, but only after becoming certified in cave diving.
There we go.
Anyone that wants to go there, you have to tell him how dangerous that adventure could be. I think there is doses of inexperience in all this. It's good to be brave, but it's good to think about what you're doing.
Que Steve y John
That Steve and John would come down from the United States and want to rescue me without even knowing me.
sin conocerme.
I think that that's a true miracle.
Realmente es un milagro. Gracias a Dios vinieron Los Ángeles.
Thank God the angels came and they saved me.
Yeah, I stayed very quiet because the comments were exactly the comments that I would be pausing to make. They did a very good job of explaining the dangers of cave without proper training. That's the summary of this one.
Yeah.
But it's really a repeated theme. Over and over again, we still, to this day, hear of cave problems, caves, deaths, cave rescues from people that go into the caves that aren't cave certified.
It's always amazing to hear these stories from, people that would literally drop anything they're doing to go help people. Like this guy. And,
we would.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We would.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, honestly, if we were capable enough to rescue somebody out of a cave, without hesitation, I would go anywhere in the world at my own expense to do it, because you're saving somebody's life. I mean, you're saving a family's lives. You're doing something that, really is incredible, that so few people in the entire world could actually do. And I'm not saying we are capable of that, by the way. It's not what I'm saying.
No, there's much better people.
But anyway, good point.
Absolutely.
So
I hope you enjoy this story. I thought it was an incredible story to tell here on Dive Talk. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you enjoy these as well. And, I love the comment about, angels came to save us. And just like the angels that came and saved, Gustavo at the cave in Venezuela, I'm going to leave this other video right here with yet another angel that came and saved some people in another cave, this time in Florida. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Check out this next one, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye, everybody.